Welcome to Eye on the Tigers News. I'm Jolie Pilo. Thanks for joining us for the news we've been watching for you. The gunman behind a rampage in Northern California was out on bail for a charge of stabbing a neighbor, had been the object of complaints from neighbors who said he had been firing off hundreds of rounds of ammunition, and had been the subject of a domestic violence call the day before the attack. Yet Kevin Neal was free and able to use a semi-automatic rifle and 2 handguns Tuesday to shoot 14 people, killing 4 in 7 different locations across his rural community, including an elementary school, before he died in a shootout with police. Authorities say the gunman tried to get into rooms at a California elementary school with the intent of shooting children, but that workers initiated a lockdown that saved lives. Senate Republicans said Tuesday they are intent on repealing the Obamacare law requirement that Americans get health insurance, targeting the provision as a way to pay for GOP legislation cutting corporate taxes and individual rates. The surprise renewal of the failed effort to repeal the law's mandate came a day after President Donald Trump renewed pressure on GOP lawmakers to include the repeal in their tax overhaul legislation. The move by Republicans in the Senate Finance Committee also was dictated by the Republicans' need to find revenue sources for the massive tax cut bill that calls for steep reduction and elimination of some popular tax breaks. Attorney General Jeff Sessions on Tuesday displayed a hazy memory of the Trump campaign's discussions about and dealings with Russians in the 2016 election, denying he ever lied to Congress about those contacts but blaming the chaos of the race for fogging his recollections. During more than 5 hours of testimony to Congress, Sessions sought to explain away apparent contradictions in his earlier accounts by citing the exhausting nature of Donald Trump's upstart by surging bid for the White House. He also denied, under repeated questioning from Democrats, that he had been influenced by Trump. But after saying under oath months ago that he was unaware of any relationship between the campaign and the Russians, Sessions acknowledged that the first time that the arrest of a low-level campaign advisor reminded him, after all, of a meeting at which the aide, George Papadopoulos, proposed setting up a get-together between Trump and the Russian President Vladimir Putin. Scientists for the first time have tried editing a gene inside the body in a bold attempt to permanently change a person's DNA to try to cure a disease. The experiment was done Monday in California on a 44-year-old man. Through an IV, he received billions of copies of a corrective gene and a genetic tool to cut his DNA in a precise spot. Signs of whether it's working may come in a month. Tests will show for sure in 3 months. If it's successful, it could give a major boost to the fledgling field of gene therapy. Scientists have also edited people's genes before, altering cells in the lab that are then returned to patients. There also are gene therapies that don't involve editing DNA. We've got some changes to our weather, and there are some indications that some winter weather may be headed our way. Here's Ashley with the forecast.
We've got a great day set up today as high pressure dominates the area. Clear skies and bright skies are pushing our temperatures into the mid-40s today. But later tonight, rain showers come in and will evolve into steady rain overnight. The rain continues into Thursday, with highs again in the mid-40s. Temperatures begin to fall Thursday night as the rain pushes out. Friday is shaping up as a cool day, but the sun will be out. There's long-range data that is showing a storm system coming in from the west will arrive here late Saturday into Sunday. We'll see rain and wind. As that storm system pulls out, there's a chance for some lake snow on Monday morning. It's still early to pinpoint the lake effect, but it's certainly something to keep an eye on. That's the forecast. I'm Ashley. Have a great day.
Syracuse basketball won its second straight game last night. Here's Matt with sports.
The Syracuse Orange made it 2 in a row Tuesday night, but it wasn't easy, at least for most of the game. Led by Tyus Battle's 28 points, the Orange was able to pull away from the tough Iona team 71-62. With the Orange trailing 40-39, Battle seized the ball with the shot clock draining to 0 and drew a foul on the three-point attempt. He made 2 of 3, then ran rim to rim on SU's next possession to widen the lead to 44-39. Later, when Iona crept within 51-48, Battle drained a three-pointer, then drove the ball to create a 56-48 cushion. Alabama and Clemson are back on top of the college football playoff rankings, the 9th time over the last 3 seasons that the Crimson Tide and the Tigers have held the first 2 spots in some order. Alabama was the section committee's new number 1 on Tuesday night, with Clemson up 2 spots to number 2 Miami, and Oklahoma followed, joining the top 4 for the first time this season. Wisconsin was 5th and Alabama was up to 6th. Alabama and Clemson have met in the last 2 national championship games, with each winning one. If they win out, there is a good chance they could enter the postseason. 3 UCLA basketball players detained in China on suspicions of shoplifting returned home, where they may be disciplined by the school as a result of the international scandal. Freshmen LeAngelo Ball, Jalen Hill, and Cody Riley arrived at Los Angeles International Airport late Tuesday afternoon after the 12-hour flight from Shanghai. They ignored reporters' shouted questions while making their way through a horde of media outside and getting into a van that took off from the departure level. Reports are surfacing that President Trump intervened on the players' behalf. The players were detained in Hangzhou for questioning following allegations of shoplifting last week before the 23rd ranked Bruins beat Georgia Tech in their season opening game in Shanghai as part of the Pac-12 China game. The rest of the UCLA team returned home last Saturday. That's a look at sports. I'm Matt. Have a great day.
The Mexico National Honor Society is working with the American Red Cross to hold a blood drive on November 22nd in the high school gymnasium. If you would like to sign up to give blood, please fill out the paperwork during lunch or see Mr. Deckman in room 103. City is closed on Wednesday, November 22nd. Students can pick up a permission letter in the main office to be excused. If you do not turn in a form, you will need to report to study halls in the Hungerford Library on that day. All seniors interested in attending the senior trip to Cedar Point Amusement Park in Cleveland, Ohio, need to sign up outside Mr. McKenna's room. That's all for us today. I'm Jolie. For the staff of Eye on the Tigers, have a great day.